Yoy! Welcome back to Straight Smoke Gaming. I am the CEO of Straight Smoke Gaming, Straight Boss OV8, and we're doing our weekly yay or nay video for a vehicle that is on sale, and we're going to go back to a little more normal of a vehicle to review for the sale price this week. Would be a weaponized vehicle. Last week I wanted to change things up. I did a Benny's vehicle that was on sale, so we're getting back to the normal reviewing and giving a critique of whether a weaponized vehicle is worth its sale price. This week there wasn't a whole lot to choose from, but there was the Kajali tank, there was the thruster, and there was a supercar. The Wagner was on sale. So out of the weaponized vehicles, I chose to go with the thruster. I did not have the thruster, so this entire video could be an absolute train wreck because you're going to see me when I first get in it and everything else. You can see the trade prices right there. I don't have the trade price because I'm a shitty heist player and I haven't done the Doomsday heist. So I'm going to end up buying it for the 1.8 mil. So that is what I'm going to be judging whether this is worth it or not. Worth the 1.8 million. As you can see right here, it can be modified and stored in your facility vehicle workshop. And the facilities are also 50% off this week. So that's why I decided we're going to choose a vehicle that's in the facility. So, and go ahead and buy it, and we'll see what this little jetpack can do. And here I am at my facility. As you can see, I was doing a casino heist prep before I came to check out this. I had to do a little spin around, a little walk through my facility because I couldn't find the jetpack, and it actually has its own, you see this little platform here, it has its own little station at your facility where it's parked at. So it took me a little bit to find it, but I eventually found it. And here you can see I'm customizing it. I'm not going to waste your time with me going through all the colors and the liveries and all that stuff, but the countermeasures, it's either chaff or flares. You can see there I chose to go with the flares because I don't have flares on too many of the vehicles that have countermeasures, so I chose to go with those. You can see the weapons, I have the miniguns or the missiles. I went with the missiles. Obviously the missiles are, anytime you can add missiles on a vehicle, that's normally the way to go for the most part. And here's the thrust, and this is a $200,000 upgrade. It doesn't really tell you what it does, but I decided it was needed, so I took it. It is called the thruster, so I figured it was better to have it than not have it. As you can see, I got the top armor and the engine and all that stuff. And here's me dicking around with the paint schemes, you know, and what have you. You can get all the different liveries on it. Alright. Then I go ahead and I customize and I get it the paint job I want. And here's me. We're going to test out. First thing we're going to test out. I want to see how this vehicle is offensively, like we do every week, you know, the offense, defense, and a grinder's capability. And here, that is how you use the thrust, I guess, the boost. I do not, at this point, I did not know how it recharges. I thought it was rather stupid that it wasn't recharging. And here I'm doing a headhunter. I want to see what this is, you know, how good these missiles are. I have seen other thruster reviews where they say the missiles are not as good as other ones. You see, I absolutely hate doing a headhunter up in the desert. So spaced out. But I needed practice flying this bad boy anyway, so it was for the best in the end. But in this clip, you're going to end up seeing one of my biggest gripes about this vehicle are, and you're going to find out here very shortly as I approach this first Headhunter target. Everyone knows if you've done Headhunter, these guys that you're trying to take out, the protectors that the bodyguards for the target you're trying to kill, it does take a lot to kill them with bullets anyway. But and you know the computer's aim is 100% on, and I'm about to learn the hard way what it's like being in a little jetpack. I'm locking. I really can't even see where I'm locking onto, and right there, boom, lasered right out of it. So that did not take long. I spawned back in. Now normally what I would do for video purposes, I get back in it. Normally if I was doing Headhunter, there's no way in hell I'd get back in a vehicle that I'd get lasered out of like that to complete the Headhunter. But for the sake of my gaming channel, for my GTA channel, I get back in this thing, and you see I'm getting lasered. I'm already at half health. And okay, I got the target. Or no, did I get the... Yeah, I got the target, and then boom, dead again. So, you can see it's very easy to get gunned out of that thing. Here I'm participating in a business battle. There you can see the missiles. They're good on unsuspecting NPCs, or CPUs as I like to call them. There was kind of good. That business battle was actually up on the roof, and I didn't know that, so there's where the thruster came and helped. If I would have been on foot or in a land vehicle, it would have... There's a good missile shot. Yeah, so the missiles, what I come to decide, and the missiles do about, I'm gonna say they're maybe slightly a hair above the Buzzard's missiles. So the offense is, I mean, it's all right. I call it a 7 for offense. I'm gonna give it a 7. Here, I wanted to test whether the flying in a straight line really is immune to the Mark II's missiles, and my buddy was locking on to me here. I ended up pulling away from him. He's relatively new to the Mark II, so I don't think you could really outrun anyone in a Mark II with this thing. I don't think he's not familiar with how to keep his Mark II going at top speed. So I slow up here, I let him catch up, I let him lock on, I get a little bit in front of him here, and I just keep going in a straight line, and I tell him to go ahead and light my ass up. And as you can see, in every thruster review you'll see on YouTube, it is true, you do not... Yeah, he actually runs out of missiles. Trying to kill me. There, I even went up higher in the air. I didn't quite even go in a straight line, and it still worked. Now here, I purposely just float. Oh no. No, there's where he actually did run out of missiles. Or no, he didn't. Okay, there we go. We're back. Alright, and here I purposely, I think I float just to see if he could take me out. And there you go. Yeah. So if you're in this thing, you want to be moving. You don't want to be doing a little helicopter hover mode. That's bad for business. Don't do that. That's not smart defensively. You want to be moving. Preferably going straight. No turning, nothing, just keep going. The Mark II will eventually run out of missiles. Here, I wanted to test the countermeasures, if the flares worked. I have another buddy of mine. Actually, no, this is my kiddo here. You can see the flares really. He told me out of the missiles he shot at me, only one was redirected with the flares. The other ones were because of, as you can see, I'm really not flying in a straight line here. I purposely turned just to see, you know, because this thing really is immune to Mark II missiles. I mean, you don't even need to be going all that straight, and it still just doesn't hit you. You just got to keep your ass moving, and you'll be safe. And eventually, they'll run out of missiles, and you'll be fine. So the defense, yeah, I'm gonna. It's tough because you get shot out. I mean, you can see that headhunter. I get lasered right out of it. Defense, I'm gonna call it a 7 as well. I mean, the Mark II's the thing you have to fear the most. Obviously, as you can see the video, just don't get close to people with guns, people on the ground. Don't put yourself in a bad situation, especially in auto-aim lobbies. Here I've tested out its offense. I tested it out in a headhunter. Here I want to test it out on someone else. Skyscooter can get away from these missiles pretty well with his countermeasures and everything else. It ended up taking me a minute and a half to finally get his ass. So, I mean, yeah, it can hold its own. It can hold its own. Now, here for the video purposes, I wasn't letting him come after me. This was only me hunting him. And you see, it took about a minute and a half. So, Grinder's capability, I don't see this because you get shot out of it so quickly. So I don't like the Grinder capability. I do like the defense against the Mark II. So that's a 7, you know, we'll call it an 8. The offense is above a buzzard. So yes, this week the thruster is a yay. It is worth the sale price of 1.8 or even the trade-in price of 1.3. So this week the thruster, definitely worth it. Alright guys, see you next time.